as we go into the very end of June, it's not just the end of the month, is it? It's end of quarter as well. And end of quarter means that a certain segment of the investing, trading population, especially those folks who manage money in large sums of it, will be looking at their quarter to date, even their month to date performance, and they might decide to take profits. Because remember, statements go out and you want to keep clients happy. And there's a whole business to trading that affects our trading, right? And sector rotation is one of them. Now, I have SMH up on the chart, and you can see from the notes we did in the swing trading session in the room that I'm a little hesitant with SMH. It's not to say I don't love SMH. I do. But if there's anywhere that's going to have some sector rotation as we go into Friday, which is the last trading day of this quarter, the last trading day of this month, and we're going to see this kind of sector rotation, profit taking, bargain hunting happen throughout the week. In fact, we're seeing a lot of it already. This graph is the best way to visualize it. And you can see month to date and quarter to date, you can see SMH and XLK at the top of the list. So if we're thinking about what rotation is, take the technobabble out and just ask yourself, what is it? It's profit taking to bargain hunting. So not only are we keyed in on the top of the performance list, we're also keyed in on the bottom as well. And one of the things that's happened in the last handful of trading sessions as we're wrapping up June is that crude oil has been really strong. It's not in a trend, but it looks a whole lot different than it did. Let's take a look. I'm going to open up there we go. I'm going to open up this daily chart. If you take a look at what crude oil has been doing the second half of June, it's been really bullish. And because of that, there's going to be a little bit more attention placed on oil stocks. So think about the top weighted names in XLE, the energy ETF, or OIH, the oil services ETF. And you'll see that as this is moving higher, that big surge on the 17th got a lot of attention. We continue to move up very slowly, but pretty steadily. And most importantly, crude oil has shaken off the downtrend that dominated it since arguably mid-May. So this is a different view of crude. We've also gotten above the 200 period. That's a pretty important threshold. And the green steady candles on my chart tell me, Rog, it's time to be bullish. Now, whether or not I get a setup on crude, this is how this impacts sector rotation. Persistent moves. I don't mean just a surge. XLE and OIH will lag crude oil because crude oil's got to go first, show that the story is real, that it has legs, and then start to say, well, Exxon, Chevron. In this case, I'm actually looking more at EOG, MPC, Schlumberger, Williams, OXY, Occidental, also Baker Hughes. These are some of the stocks that look stronger than the sector. The sector is going to move when certain stocks start to look a little bit more neutral to possibly bullish. Schlumberger and probably Occidental are the best two examples of this. So certain stocks are going to start to make a move within that group of stocks. If the sector rotation, again, think profit taking to bargain hunting, with the strength in crude is going to kick in as we wrap up the month. Look at the angle of ascent on XLE from about mid-month on. Same thing with OIH. It's moving with crude, and while SMH and XLK are for the most part moving lower, we could say this might be a good look at possible rotation. I'll be bullish again. I'll be starting to re-engage semiconductors into the first week of July. But I want to be aware that the opportunity might be in these energy stocks as long as crude oil continues to move higher. So that's really where my attention is for this week. Next week, especially if SMH can keep its uptrend, if XLK can keep its uptrend, if Microsoft, Apple, NVIDIA, if these names can keep their uptrends, these sectors are right back on track and we can get back to them. But remember, end of month has a finality to it because of the end of quarter in June. So that's the plan for the week. That's where my emphasis is. That's a discussion of sector rotation and the timing. And that's where we'll continue to look for opportunity. In the meantime, no harm in looking at buy the dip. What I will say for those of you that are wondering, Rog, okay, but tech is still strong. Agreed. This is what I would recommend, and this is what we're doing in the Sector Secrets Mastery. We're still buying dips in the NASDAQ via QQQ calls. So our latest QQQ call was triggered yesterday into the close. Beautiful green candle, bullish candle, into the gray daily price movement range support zone. These are the 474 calls that we picked up for $3.60 to $4. These expire at the end of the week, so it's June 28th, and these are right now sitting at $6.74. So if you're bullish tech, find names that are not necessarily tethered to semiconductors, or just play the broader group where communications are holding steady. Even consumer discretionary has been pretty good, and that's going to help dilute a little bit of if there is a more pronounced sell-off in semiconductors for some profit taking at end of quarter. QQQ should still be able to hold support pretty well. All right, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. Thanks for smashing the like button, and I'll see you in the next update. Hey traders, Raghee from Simpler Trading. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like and a comment below. And remember, subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll get notified of the next update. And when you're ready to join me for live trading, be sure to head on over to simplertrading.com. I'll see you in the next update.